welcome back to another edition of Checkers, Wreckers, and What the Heckers. My name is Chad Beard, and I am a country music artist, content creator, and NASCAR super fan. Joined as always by my two illustrious co-hosts in one frame this week. Let me
That's
introduce let me introduce them to you. Ladies and gentlemen, brace your hearts, clutch your beverages, and dim the lights, because emerging from the wild, exotic lands of Ohio, yes, that Ohio, comes a man with hair so magnificent it has its own calendar and a personality louder than a bachelor party on a riverboat casino. He's the guardian of access, the gatekeeper of VIP bliss, and a man trusted by Haas Factory team to make chaos feel like luxury. The only human who can turn a simple credential check into a borderline spiritual experience. He's slicker than your ex's apology text, more dangerous with a wristband list than a bouncer with a grudge, and once caused a hotel lobby to spontaneously turn into a dance floor at 2:14 p.m. on a Tuesday. Bow, cheer, and hydrate. The legend himself, the follicle phenom, Rick Kojan, is in the house.
holy God. We went back to the elongated intros. Thank you.
Well,
I think the 2026 NASCAR season's about to fucking start. What are
well,
we doing?
I just thought I would get a little extra detail tonight. We're wrapping up the season, so just
Listen, the most important
just
thing is you still welcome me back to this podcast. We're 38 weeks into this. It's like all the Christmas presents are open and put away now in this NASCAR season. My hair made it through the whole season. And hey, hello, off season. But get to the more important guy because I think something special happened to him.
let's bring him in. Now entering the courtroom of speed, horsepower, and pure chaos. This man doesn't clock in, he rules. He's the Cup Series champion team member who lays down verdicts faster than a pit stop and hands out penalties with a side of sarcasm. When the garage gets wild, he doesn't argue, he objects. And when victory lane calls, he's already writing the closing statement. He's the judge, the jury, and the executioner of bad takes. The gavel drops when he walks in. The case, championship secured. All rise for the man who serves horsepower and hard truths in equal measure. Chris, the Supreme Court Justice.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy.
I want to swear in and take my oath. I'm in person with the Honorable Supreme Court Justice.
Oh yeah. Did you
Well,
take your gavel with you?
no, no
What did
gavel.
what did you take with you?
Championship hats, baby.
Yeah, that a boy. Uh, Needless
How
to
was your
say,
weekend?
yeah, it was a good weekend. It was the first time in a while that I was here at the house in North Carolina, just getting to hang out. My buddy Mike Davis came down and watched both the Xfinity and the Cup races with me. I cooked some burgers on Saturday. I did a good big pork butt on Sunday and fed the neighborhood. So
Mm,
it was a good weekend. It
yes, service.
Tell everybody why your boy Mike is significant.
Mike is the president and co-owner of Dirty Mo Media, but more than that, he's just a
Yeah,
great guy. He's
super.
yeah, he's my neighbor and my buddy, and love hanging out with that guy any chance that I get. Um, he he cares less about anything else but hanging out, good food, good fellowship. That's what he's all about, and I love that.
And
So
pontoon boats with Sony Marine on it now.
yes, he he said I got to go get the boat out of the water. Maybe let's drive it around one last time. I said,
Oh my
hey,
God, that'd be
let's
awesome.
go. Yeah,
We'll go do a Sony system tune up for him. That'd be great.
yeah. How was your weekend, Ricky?
Um, I'll try not to be too dramatic about it, but not great. I gotta be honest. I felt unsettled on Saturday. It was weird with Sam not there, couldn't be on the premises, not in the race car. Um, by that point, obviously Ryan Sieg was in the seat, and that's another story. I got to meet Ryan, great guy. I'd really never talked to him that much. just a racer's racer. I love that dude. So, again, that kind of got me past it. Obviously, Sheldon there. Neither of the cars were playoff cars. And, we'll get into it more, what happened to the 41 car. I don't know. It just, a lot of people saying, oh, last one, last one. It's been a long season. And when you're not named Hendrick Motorsports and you're 33rd in points when you come into Cup Sunday, like, I love my guys. I love Cole. But I guess in the end, yeah, it was the last race. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Well,
What about you, Chris?
Well, listen.
it was just a crappy week.
He's
Crappy
like,
weekend.
Boring like Rick's. I wasn't that into it.
It was a fantastic weekend. Weather was great. Fellowship was great. So a lot of people for the last time you don't see them for months.
True.
So it's like the end of school almost. But we topped it off with that chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, topped it off.
I feel like we're probably going to dive more in depth on that in a little bit. So
I'm sure we'll get to.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some details to come out on all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, hey, come on.
Well, I'm glad everybody's back for another amazing week of the podcast. This podcast, just like every other podcast this season, has been brought to you by the incredible folks at Chord Buddy. If you've ever wanted to learn to play guitar, this is how you do it. It makes it simple. It makes it easy. It is training wheels for learning to play guitar. You get the Chord Buddy, you put it on the neck of your guitar, whether you have a standard acoustic. If you have a classical guitar, you want to make sure you get the classical Chord Buddy. Or if you're trying to do the ukulele, there's a uke buddy. But you get that, you put it on the neck, you follow the color coded tabs as you get better, as you learn, as you get more confident in your strum patterns. You take those tabs off and your fingers replace the tabs, and you're now playing real actual guitar chords. This is actually teaching you to play guitar. It is not a cheat. So if you are interested, please go check out their full line of products at chordbuddy.com, CHORD buddy.com. Tell them we sent you. Bounce over to their Instagram, their Facebook. Tell them you appreciate them supporting the podcast. We hope to do lots more things with them and just continue to grow that relationship, but let them know that it's important to you that they support the podcast. And thanks to them for being here, supporting us all year long, and being involved with everything that we've done. It's been a great NASCAR season. So go check them out, chordbuddy.com.
Yeah, talking about the Chord Buddy.
Yeah, get after it.
Yeah. Talking about the Chord Buddy and Travis. You go check that episode that just posted. You will see Travis teaching the Chord Buddy on stage live and how easy it is for one to learn to play.
To a guy who never picked up guitar, right? And I mean, that product.
To two guys that never picked up the guitar.
That's true. You got to count Noah Gregson. Noah Gregson's picked up a lot of things that he's never had his hands on before, but in this case, we'll just stay with the guitar. Anyway, it's cool. And we actually are out here with a buddy of mine, my buddy Doug, and he plays in a band. And afterward, I'm going to ask him about this product because seeing it happen live on stage right in front of my eyes, it's just, other than the fact that, like, if you're a Shark Tank winner, you've done something right. But the fact that he's just been there with us, sponsoring this all year and seeing the product live, I mean, it works. So it's pretty killer.
Check them out, chordbuddy.com.
I like it. All right, boys, let's get into some three wide.
What we got this week?
All right, first up on the docket, NASCAR announced a change in the restriction of Cup drivers competing in lower level events this week in Xfinity, or what will now be known as the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
O'Reilly. Are you going to get pissed off if I do that all next year?
No, you go ahead.
I'm going to do it.
I'm waiting for the choir here.
I don't give a shit. I'm doing it. I like it. I like the sound of my own voice.
All right. So in the O'Reilly Series next year, Cup drivers will now be able to compete in up to 10 events. They still will not be able to compete in the playoffs and things like that. In trucks, drivers can now compete in up to 8 events per season. My question to you guys is, are these changes good or bad for those series? And tell me why. We're going to start with you, Rick Kojan.
I figured I'd be first. I don't know why. No, you should be first. You're the champion, but that's all right. Choice is good. Choice is bad. You forgot an option C, which is whatever. Here's the deal. You had 5. Like, I don't know if we mentioned that. Most ardent NASCAR fans, especially one like you, who's such a super fan, Jed, knows that the current limit was 5. It goes to 10. I'll tell you that an interesting conversation came out of this. So let me just say, okay, it's good. It's good, right? Here's an interesting conversation that came out of it from people who make much more money at Haas Factory Team than me, which is with the expanded opportunity for 5 more races, because right now they have 5. The feeling was not that many people are even going to take advantage of it, because it means you got to have more money to put a driver in that car for more options to go from 5 to 10. So sorry to burst your bubble. I know you're probably excited about this. I'll just land in the middle of the runway and not be yay or nay. It's fine. Whatever. Give them 10. Get after it. Let's see next year how many Cup drivers actually utilize the full 10. I'll leave it at that.
Supreme Court Justice.
Fair. But I think it's more or less to try to fill the seats, if you will, more.
Sure.
You put some more names, some high quality names in there, and you might get a better pool for that particular event on that Friday or Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to make a huge difference whether it's 5 or 10.
And maybe to your point, maybe CW Network, right, who did such a great job this year with the Xfinity series and had all of our races on one network, easy to find, million TV eyeballs is what I heard, like was at least the average. Maybe that jacks up their ratings a little bit because more Cup drivers participate. But I can't wait to hear what you think, Superfan.
Well, I am normally before I would have been over the moon about this change.
Flip on me. What are you doing?
No, here's what I love it from the standpoint of seeing. I think you're right that it brings more eyes on the event, that it attracts more fans to come on Saturday or on Friday for these races. The downside in which, and I can't take credit for this. This is I listened a while back to Dale Jr. talk about this. The flip side of that is the negative impact that it can have on especially smaller Xfinity teams, because essentially what these guys do at the beginning of every year is they budget out how much they think they're going to make that year, and they try to guess where they're going to finish or how many races they're going to win, and budget based on sponsorship first, but also based on what they project that their running order will be or their finish order will be, to collect those purses. And what Dale said was, when you used to see Kyle Busch come down and just dominate every race of the year, that changed their budget significantly because they couldn't plan to win 15 races, or they couldn't plan to win 10 races or whatever it was. So it makes those, and we're going to talk about, at least we're going to talk about some of these smaller budget teams later on tonight, but it makes those budgets even tighter for those teams, because now say you have 3 Cup Series drivers who come down to run an Xfinity race. Well, now instead of you're planning for a top 3, you got to plan for a top 5 or a top 10. So it does cut down on the budget a little bit. So, I don't know. And keep in mind, there is no charter system for an Xfinity or for trucks.
Yeah, but
Series.
I don't
So
think they'll have. I don't think they'll have starters that would box out a 40-car field. Is that what you're
no,
thinking?
I'm not saying that they wouldn't make the field. What I'm
Right.
saying is there's not guaranteed money for each one of those teams that are built in the same way that the cups are chartered in, and you're going to get X amount of dollars this year because of this agreement that we have.
I got
Uh,
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
so, based on that charter agreement those teams signed or whatever, they're all, we saw all the paperwork this past week,
Yeah.
from the court stuff that this is how much each team gets per year as a
Right.
baseline. Well, you don't have that in Xfinity. You don't have that in trucks. And we saw a team this year um pack up during the middle of the season because they weren't making money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
the purses are also smaller too.
Oh my God, Supreme Court justice,
Yeah,
right on top of
the
it, right?
purses.
Right, Chad. I mean, so I was going to ask you as a super fan. Let's put charters aside. I don't want to talk about charters relative to Xfinity.
right.
Let's talk about purses relative to Craftsman Truck and Xfinity. What do you know what the number is? You
Oh
know the
yeah,
average
like
purse
much like
truck?
what truck is what 1.5 2
You
million.
nailed it. 1 million. You know what Xfinity is? Or I'm sorry, O'Reilly.
6 to 7.
Not even close. Two.
Yeah,
2.
2.5
Okay.
threes the backs.
Yeah, correct.
Yep.
So
Okay.
that's the factor right there, right?
Right.
I mean,
In a cup purse is
10.
10, 14
Yeah.
Absolutely.
per week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah. So again, that could be the negative side of it, because you're gonna see that 17 Hendricks car get run. You're gonna see, the 9 car from Junior Motorsports field Ross Chastain and Connor Zillage and Daniel Suarez and all these other people.
Like 17 cars going full time next year, from what I understand.
Yeah, I
So
think I
it won't be a
You know
charity event.
somebody that works there?
It won't be a charity event.
He knows somebody, Chad.
Yeah.
It'll be, if I'm not mistaken, it'll be filled with Corey Day full time.
right. Yeah, I think I saw that as well. So anyways, that would be the only negative impact that I see is how it can affect those smaller teams monetary wise regarding their budget. So
Right.
that's my only. I mean, love seeing the drivers down there. Love seeing them go head to head. Again, I love seeing them in these cars because to me, Xfinity is still one of the most exciting series to watch. The racing
Totally agree.
Well, it gives you young kids something to chase, right? If you go watch, and we'll use your super fanism, Kyle Busch go make laps, and he's making fast times. You're going to watch to see what he does. You're going to learn something.
yeah,
So it's
and
not
hey, he's
across the board for them guys to go up. I mean,
he
go down.
still he still occasionally wins when he runs Xfinity and truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Confidence.
That's sad.
Oh, all right. Well, let's get into our second topic, which kind of goes hand in hand with that a little bit. NASCAR viewership was down 14% this season. Should this be cause for alarm for the sport? And what can be done to get viewers back? Chris Justice, we're starting with you.
Hill X play by play, and you have them watch it. Every lap is on Twitter. Excuse me, X. So you can get updates every 3 minutes. You don't even have to watch the race. It's all documented for you. So if you want viewership to go up, get rid of some of the social stuff during the event. My opinion.
Rick?
That was quick and to the point. No, seriously, I don't know. Like the judge just spoke. He's done. Like we're moving on. That's funny. I don't know. What are you thinking? You're just saying
Like the
kill the social. So I'll say this. I get where he's going. Let me ask this question first. Are you speaking about NASCAR Cup Series? I think you're speaking about NASCAR Cup Series.
Yeah, it's predominantly Cup Series that we're talking.
Okay, because I'm subdividing because I think we had a great year on CW Network, just to be fair. Yes?
Yeah, from the numbers I saw, yeah, it looked like it was an improvement.
Okay.
And
yeah, and I've heard you utter that 14% down before. So I just wanted to be clear that was on the Cup side. And so one of the things I think that was in play on that is this was our first year where we were chasing our tail around where you could view these races. And again, maybe that gets bigger, right, and better. I realized that, with a $7.7 billion TV contract, it's kind of a lucrative contract, an NBC partner, a Fox partner. I think when we did the Amazon Prime for 5 races and then the TNT Sports for 5 races, I think we were chasing our tail a little bit. And here's the biggest thing you got to remember, and I know this comes into play when I want to make sure I'm right. NBC's partner is USA. Do I have that right, Superfan?
Yes.
Okay. There's a decided difference when we're on the cable side of it versus the major, or we call big boy network side. So you want to bump that 14% quickly? That's a negotiation, right? If we're more on the main Fox side, more on the NBC side, the 14% will eradicate itself.
100%. That was exactly my thought is
Oh,
people,
I
people,
love when I agree with Superfan.
Oh,
well, well,
Superfan.
this doesn't
well,
happen.
well, people were quick to judge the Amazon and the TNT, but to me, those were the easiest because you knew where it was going to be. Like once fans figured out, hey,
Yep.
these are the 4 races on Amazon, these are the 4 races on TNT.
5 and 5.
That's
It,
yeah,
it did
yeah,
that
yeah. I'm
goofy
sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mid-season bracket that we all failed at.
Yes.
Miserable.
But so that seemed fairly easy to me. The harder part
Yeah, I agree.
is when you actually have network TV and they swap it back and forth from the main Fox network to FS1
The
or
FS1,
FS2.
yes, or
Yeah,
NBC clocking over to
right,
USA. I totally
over to
agree.
USA. And it's,
Totally agree.
and if you have YouTube TV, which we all have our own issue with right now.
Yeah.
For me, it
Thank
pops it
oh
it
my
pops it
goddamn,
up.
oh my goddamn ESPN channels.
Yeah, them
Yeah.
commie bastards.
Bastards.
So it pops up and gives you, hey, you can just click on it. But if you're still using cable or whatever, like you have to go search that out and find that out. And to me, that's the harder part than the Amazon or the TNT.
That's a
Um,
good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
like you never know from which week to which week it's going to be on main Fox or it's going to be on FS1 or it's going to be on main NBC or it's going to be on USA. So to me, that's the hardest part. And it doesn't seem, there's got to be a better way to let your fans know. Um,
And
so
remember, what we just talked about is not a NASCAR thing, right?
That's TV.
Correct. That's TV
controlled by-
deciding whether or not they're going FS1 or going Big Boy Fox or going USA or going Big Boy NBC. I think a NASCAR thing, NASCAR would take it every time.
right. But there's also, I mean, I understand NASCAR is looking at this from, we got this $7 billion deal done, whatever. But and I heard Denny Hamlin, I think it was, talk about this. At some point you got to go, it's not just the money. It's not about getting the most lucrative deal. It's also about being able to reach our fan base. Like, at what point do you push back and you say, well, if you're going to do this, you got to put it on your main network. If you're going to do this, you've got to put it, it's got to be easy for people to find. I don't know. There's got to be some kind of negotiation in there
Hamlin
where
said that.
I think it was Diddy. I could be wrong.
I'm just saying, they're the ones paying the money. If I'm NASCAR and you wanna subdivide the product and now we're down 14%, that's on you. I'm still cashing my goddamn check.
No, but Denny's saying on the opposite
Clear.
end of that, sometimes you have to look at it and go, in the long run, what is more beneficial to us? Taking this $7 billion right now and losing fans in the process because they're frustrated because they can't find the races. And at some point, people just give up and go, you know what? I'll watch something else. Or you take less money and make it easy for your people to find, and you grow your fan base because it's more easily accessible. Like somewhere there's got to be a balance in there of, yeah, we want to make money, but we also need to retain and grow our fan base.
So the thought there is, I'm just making this up, a $5.5 billion contract over 7 years would have put us on major networks more? I don't follow.
Or he's saying like even if it's going to be even if it's
we'll take less money is what you're saying, or what Hamlin's saying.
right,
We'll
yeah,
take less money if you put us on major networks more.
right, yeah. If you or
Right.
if you say, hey, we're going to go with just Fox, or and I'm just throwing out whatever, we're going to go with just Fox. Fox is going to carry every single race. We're going to give them a discounted price, but they're going to put it on Fox Network every Sunday.
Yeah, got it.
So, there's got to be some kind of balance in there somewhere. So, anyways.
Yep.
All right. Let's get into the fun part. Let's talk some checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers for the season finale at Phoenix.
Checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers.
What the?
All 3 series.
All right. Yeah, we got trucks, Xfinity, soon to be O'Reilly, and Cup. And Chris, you're up first for checkers for Craftsman Trucks at Phoenix.
Bang the gavel, get after it.
Well,
What you got?
This is a no-brainer. This is a part A and a part B. Okay. The part A is obviously the Heim time for doing what he needed to do, right in the trucks. I also got to give a little shout out to Lane Riggs for going to the back, coming all the way back through the field, right? And we're going to throw a seed at this. Just from the excitement of the night, the thrill of the chase, the energy that it brought, it was fun to watch, even though I didn't get to watch all of it, just the way the schedule worked out with the Cup Garage and getting out of there, traveling, getting back to the hotel and everything. But how can you not appreciate the format and the energy that it brings for one and done? I don't know. What do you got? Who's next?
All right, my checkers. I'm going to give mine to Scott Zipadelli.
Damn you.
This guy has balls of steel. He brings Corey Heim down the pit road before the green-white checker, puts on 4 tires, stands by his decision. When they ask him about it, he said, I don't know why you don't put on 4 tires. Heim goes out, makes the move, puts the truck up front, wins the race. We avoid in the short term the chaos, and Heim caps off his season. But that was a true championship call right there by crew chief.
Hey, he's done it all year. Championship calls all year.
Yep. Ricky, I'm guessing that you're cussing me because you agree.
Well, I mean, I don't technically agree because y'all make fun of me that I don't have time to watch Craftsman Truck Series, even on Champ Final. I maybe my man Matt Haas is mad at you because he is now my stand-in. I'm going to duck down and get out of the frame and hold up one of those little flat Stanleys of his face. 100% co-signing this. Scott Zipadelli reached deep, went 4 tires, and this is going to play in. We're going to have more talk about this in some of the other finishes, and basically trusted Corey Heim, who made the most ridiculous move and stretched Phoenix 7 wide because you can. And I knew when they went away to commercial and shot it and held the still frame, there were actually 7 trucks. They weren't bullshitting like Michael Waltrip sometimes takes 2 trucks and says it's 5, but I love Mikey. It was 7 trucks wide. 7 trucks wide. He literally was rubbing the paint off the inside left side of the driver's side. Scott Zipadelli, 4 tires, trusted his driver to drive it through. Checkered. Good job, super fan. Matt's a super fan too. You guys are super fans.
I like it. All right, my wreckers is going to go to Connor Mozak.
Oh,
I'm gonna kill him.
This guy.
How many losers
he
are you? Don't even need me for this.
he has a tire go down. They tell him to get to the bottom of the track. He refuses to do so, stays up because a caution will benefit his teammate, Tyler Ingram, who is the last of the four championship four drivers out on the track. So he stays out. NASCAR has to throw the caution. NASCAR is pissed. They call him the crew chief, everybody to the hauler. And it still did not work out for Ankrum. But I mean, what just a moronic move, intentional race manipulation right there.
That's been a teammate, brother. One team, one dream. He couldn't do it, so he's trying to
Now,
help his
now you're making those Hendrick black helicopters fly.
Oh, they're up.
Oh,
They're up in the air.
uh,
That's not your connection. That's actually a helicopter that's over our goddamn head.
all right. What's your records, Chris?
I didn't really have a records. I didn't really get a chance to watch all of that truck race. So I have to plead the fifth on this one.
Ricky?
Listen, I didn't need my boy Matt Haas for this one. I had this one, and I'm with you 100% because I hate, not just in this race, but in other races, when you see like a driver out there and a tire's gone down and they kind of languish still up in the lane, and then they swerve the car a little bit so they can get the tire hide to kick off and create debris. Like you've seen it all. This one was egregious.
Very.
This one was race manipulation. This one was like, pull that piece of shit off the track and down and stop trying to affect the race outcome. Horrifying. Ridiculous.
Chris, do you have a Heckers?
Heck it up.
I plead the fifth.
All right. My Heckers is, you kind of touched on this actually, but my Heckers goes
Did the
to.
judge continue to use plead the fifth, like on himself?
Sure.
Apparently so.
He makes the rules.
Yes, goddamn Supreme Court justice, whatever.
My Heckers goes to Lane Riggs and the number 34 Front Row Motorsports team. They were penalized pre-race for an illegal panel that was found during pre-race inspection. It was a modification to a panel they added to the oil tank.
Holy fan knows that.
So the penalty included Riggs had to go to the rear of the field. He had to do a pass-through penalty, and his crew chief, Dylan Capello, Cappello. I'm not sure how you say that.
That guy. Yep,
yeah, that guy.
That guy
he was ejected for the weekend. And I could almost understand this if he was still a playoffs driver. You're trying to get an edge, you're trying whatever. But I mean, you're outright cheating here to try to get an advantage in a race that the only thing you can win the race, but now you're also messing with this championship run, whatever. So I don't understand the big move, the big risk here on the final race of the year after you've already been eliminated. Maybe you guys know more.
You win the race. You can still win the race, which is good for your sponsors, good for your team, which is good for your morale in the all season. So just because you got 86th out of the championship four, you can still go say, hey, bitches, I'm here.
No, right? I get that, but is it really worth it?
Yeah, wins are worth it, Chad. Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, bitches, I'm here. That's what he said. You got that, Chad? Hey, put that on the tape. Hey, bitches, I'm here.
All right, Rick, do you have a Heckers?
I actually have one.
Give it to me.
I have one. I'm going to show my age. There was a time, a long time ago, at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, my buddy Mike Hell, we did a Sony event out there, and it was for our Alpha DSLR cameras, and we had people shooting the cameras, and we had a driver giving rides to everybody.
Which are incredible cameras, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. It'll be a wonderful pension and a wonderful retirement. Thank you, Sony. That driver was Matt Crafton. he is a friend of my buddy Mike Held, and he came out. He was unbelievable, gracious, great with the Japanese. And I was reminded that this is his last race. It's his last race in that 88 Menards truck.
But he's held down for a long time.
Let's define a long time, because Matt Haas did for me. What do you got?
I've been racing 20 years and I haven't seen him out of it.
That was pretty goddamn accurate.
It was
2002, my man Matt Haas. And that's what made me think of our Sony event, because I know he was in that Menards truck. I'm like, damn, I'm old too. That is 23 years that dude has drove that truck. Give him my what the heckers.
Yeah, it's the longest sponsor driver relationship in NASCAR history, beating out Richard Petty and the STP.
And I hope he has a great retirement just like me. Thank you, Matt Crafton.
That is crazy.
Come on.
All right, Rick, you're up first for checkers in Xfinity.
Whoa, I'm not even sure I'm ready for that. Uh-oh. No, I think I'm ready. This is for you, superfan. My checkers is the playoff format. My checkers is we sent 3 cars from JRM in with a 75%. Let's see if there's 4, 3 is 75%.
Every time.
75%. Thank you. And out of nowhere, and I'm not saying like I'm the biggest fan or whatever, but Jesse Love pulls off the win for Richard Childress Racing. And I think what's important is he had some wins this year as well. And I know everybody would expect, because I'm the big Connor Zillich homer. I got to be honest with you. This is a situation where they got beat by Jesse Love. And I think the playoff format lends itself to that final Game 7 winner-take-all Super Bowl type of moment.
Super Bowl moment.
And my checkers goes to Jesse Love.
My checkers goes to Jeff Gluck.
Whoa, look at you. Not even the driver, not even what's Jeff Gluck got to say?
So Jeff Gluck sent out a tweet after the Xfinity race, and I think he put into, are you breathing on his neck right now?
Yes.
What's happening?
Yes. Yeah, I'm drinking more beer and falling in love with him. Come on, get to the point.
He sent out a tweet after the race, and I think he summed up how I feel and how a lot of NASCAR fans feel. So I am just going to read this.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm going to read this tweet.
I was anticipating what you might say.
His tweet went, and I quote, "What a strange vibe at the track. I'm having trouble putting it into words. It's like oddly subdued. If this format wasn't already changing, I'd feel outrage and anger, but it is changing. It just didn't change soon enough. I feel bad for Zillage, but at the same time, I also feel bad for Love, because the reaction to this format is not fair to him after he had the performance of his life. He shouldn't have to apologize for it or defend it. The fact a champion could be accompanied by such a numb feeling is obviously another sign the system needs to change. But again, it already is. Last night, a crisis was averted for NASCAR with Corey Heim winning, particularly the way he did. People around the garage felt relief today. Tonight, NASCAR's luck ran out." End quote.
Oh, I got to be honest with you. Why the fuck did we even run the Phoenix race? We should have just handed it to my boy Zillich. What a waste of fucking time that we even ran the Phoenix race. Damn. Sorry, it was so terrible. Why don't you go out to Welcome, North Carolina and see how Richard Childress feels about it? Yeah. Terrible. Sorry. Well, I bet he'll apologize for this championship for years to come. Sorry, Jeff Gluck. You could not be more fucking wrong.
I disagree.
There's my answer.
All right. Who's Chris? You're up next.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what are we on? Checkers?
Yep.
What are you drinking? You're
I
awesome.
I
think he's still drunk from the championship.
That was a good time.
Come on, man.
So, my checkers with Jesse Love for stepping in there and whooping that ass.
It's terrible.
You know, he whooped that ass. He showed up. He
Feel
showed
bad.
up. He said, "Hey, I'm here.
You should feel
Right?
bad.
You know,
Nobody embraced it. You should feel bad.
it's like when Buster Douglas beat Tyson.
Nah, he should get the trophy back. You should feel bad.
Or
Jeff
when
Blunt
the
says,
mighty Giants beat the Patriots that was in the Super Bowl
What?
undefeated.
What?
Shout out to Jesse Love for showing up, bringing his big boy pants on, and whooping ass.
Were the Patriots undefeated coming into that game?
Yeah,
They should have won.
They was comparing them to
that
the
must be such a subdued. Must be such a subdued feeling for the Giants. Somebody go back and get that Super Bowl trophy from the Giants. God damn it. That playoff format in the NFL sucks. Yeah. Bastards. Terrible. All right. There we go. That was therapeutic.
All right. My Wreckers.
He doesn't even know he's so done with me.
My Wreckers is the format.
All right.
Also,
this is
my B. Yep.
Okay.
My B is Junior Motorsports. I'm not sure how after dominating all year long in almost every race, they did not roll out the fastest cars. Allgaier looked strong for much of the race, but the 88 and the 1 did not have the pace, the speed, or the dominance they've had all year long. I don't know how that happens, especially when you are 3 of the 4 playoff cars. That's my Wreckers.
Yeah. I can co-sign you with you on the JRM deal. I did feel like something was missed. And obviously I'm not in that camp, but I would assume they tried to do something they didn't do that got them to the championship for, and they changed something up and it bit them in the ass. It's normally what happens. People get there and try to do things that they didn't do to get there, and it blows up in their face. You know, when you got 3 of the 4 cars, you're supposed to show up like you did last week, you know, with your best stuff. I don't know. It's just, you sit back and say, how the hell does that happen? You got, 75% of the field to win the championship, and you go home with a goose egg.
Rick?
Easy. I'm out in left field a little bit on this one, but this one hit personal. I know I'm being a homer. My Wreckers is Christian Eckes. Thanks so much for freaking destroying our number 41 Audubell car, running about 10th with a sub driver to begin with, which bummed me out. Dude's a racer's racer, Ryan Sieg. You flat out drove through us and destroyed the car.
He parked that sucker in the dashboard. I mean, holy God.
Thank you. And here's the backstory, okay? Saw a text from our crew chief, Jason Trincheri, from their crew chief. Oh, sorry. Hung the left front tire, trying to get on the binders, going into the turn, flat spotted the tire, went right into the vacuum. Interesting. Ryan Sieg went and had his own conversation with Christian Eckes. That answer was, bro, I was just trying to bump draft you and give you a little more momentum down the straightaway. These are facts. I heard these with my ears. I'm not making this shit up. I don't try.
I believe you. That's just that's
listen.
bold.
I just listen. Because Ryan Sieg looked at me when I told him the first thing that happened. He goes, who told you that? And I'm like, that came over from their crew chief to our crew chief, which was his crew chief for the race. He's like, we were going into the turn. Okay? You're not bump drafting me. Here's the part that average Joe NASCAR fan does not know, and this is what makes it my Wreckers times 10. You so obliterated our race car that you pushed the goddamn frame up underneath the rear axle with the fuel cell still in it. It took our team an hour and a half with 5 firefighters in an emergency RV cart because they thought we were going to blow something up, cutting that car apart to be able to even load the goddamn thing so we could go home. An hour and a half we were there.
Wow.
Thank you so much for destroying our race car, Christian Eckes. And one little side note, I cannot verify this one, but I heard it. Mm-hmm. Ryan Sieg's mother went and mother effed Matt Collig and Chris Rice. Listen, I just put that one out there. I'm not trying to be inflammatory. I have no proof of that. The other shit I saw for myself, I heard that.
Listen, the head snap, the head snap from Chris Justice right there was just what?
Wow.
What?
Swear to God.
Oh, smokes.
And that is my records times 10. God, I had to get that on my chest. And I have all the pictures as they cut the rear frame, cut it away, moved the track bars, took the rear end out. What a disaster. Thank you.
Holy moly. All right, let's talk some heckers, Chris Justice.
What the heck?
What the heck? For Xfinity race, once again, I was back in transit for most of this race. So all I had was the channel 90 on Sirius XM in the rental car. So I'm out on the hecker.
All right, Rick.
Oh, I can hecker you. I mean, it goes back to what we talked about. While I don't agree with Jeff Gluck, I will agree that from an odds standpoint, Jesse Love with a 25% chance to win that race versus JRM with 3 cars and a 75% chance. My math's still good.
Yeah, you're good.
Good. And what the heck? How'd you pull that shit off? That's easy.
There you go.
My heckers was the owner of Alpha Prime, Tommy Joe Martins, and his crew chief, Joe Williams, crew chief of the number 4, got in a physical fight on pit road near the haulers immediately after the race. Apparently, Tommy Joe Martins was upset because the crew chief did not put tires on for the restart and did not like the call. I guess he explained, I guess they buy their tires from truck teams because they are our low budget team. This is kind of what we were talking about earlier. But so apparently they will buy scuffs and pull-offs from truck teams to use during the Xfinity race to try to save money.
Makes sense.
Because they don't have a ton of support. Yeah.
Goodyear.
But the fact that your owner gets in a physical fight, your crew members are having to separate the owner and the crew chief on pit road after a series finale. I mean, this adds to all the other dynamics of the weekend, but and their driver Parker Redsloff is not returning to that team. So they said they don't even have a driver signed for 2026. But what the heck? You're fighting your crew chief on pit road over a call on tires?
Crazy.
So that was my heckers. All right, let's get into some
Here we go.
This ought to be entertaining.
Chris Justice, you are up first, and I can't imagine what your checkers could go to.
Listen,
I'm already ready.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give the 11 cars flowers. He had the fastest car all day. He dominated the race. He did everything right. Just wasn't his day. I will take the 5 in the championship, finishing 3rd. Thank God the Penske's cars were out of it because you see who won the race.
Seems like somebody called that.
This is an automatic.
Good one.
Yeah, that was
nice job.
Nice job.
Super fan.
Yeah, so this is a nice way to end the season, go out glorious, victorious, all the championship adjectives you can throw at me. So this is a no-brainer for me. It's 5 all day. Team Hendrick for the 3rd place, but yet championship winner. Cheers. Was that your low-calorie
This just ice water tonight.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Ricky, you're up next.
Yeah, easy. Cosign checkers to Kyle Larson, Hendrick Motorsports, Rick Hendrick, and a fact that I think I made clear. Checkers to Chris Justice, Supreme Court Justice. No championship is ever won without proper communication. My man.
Listen,
My man.
appreciate it.
And he got featured on NBC. He got featured on the NASCAR Instagram.
He was
all
on the gram.
Yeah,
Find him on the gram.
Listen, that's product placement. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is.
I like that.
Love it.
Let's go,
That's
champ.
the easiest
Let's go,
checker we'll do
champ.
all year.
Let's go, champ. Yeah.
It's the easiest checker we'll do all year.
That's the easiest soundbite they can use.
Oh, love it. Love it. My checkers, I got to give Denny Hamlin a checkers. This guy drove his tail off. Literally, I mean, he overcame the deal with his clutch. They had a bad pit stop. He still
Flat
puts
tire.
himself back up there.
That tire that was saved by another tire.
Yeah, he has a 3-second lead with 4 laps to go. The caution comes out. This guy is a easily first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, hands down.
But
Sure.
but I think this was probably his last chance to win a championship.
They said
So I hate that for him. But
Why?
yeah,
What's against him for next year?
well, I mean, I don't know. I just don't see. I mean, again, I would love to see him back in the Final Four or whatever it's going to be. I would love to see him have a shot at it. I just think it gets
I was just
exponentially.
curious. I thought you
He's
knew something.
he no. I'm just saying in the world of NASCAR, where typically you see fall off at 40, 39, 40. Most guys are retiring at that point. Again, this guy's put up an incredible year.
Right.
He had a ton of wins.
Yep.
And at this point, you start fighting father time, right? I mean, that part starts creeping in, no matter how good you are.
Father time this year, it didn't bother him, so I don't think.
No, I
Yeah.
all
I mean,
praise to the guy.
I'm fighting father time. Benny Hamlin's not fighting father time. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, again,
You got maybe one more year on me on the podcast, and I'm out.
No, whatever. No, but you listen to guys like Junior, like Harvick, like all these people, and they talk about, it's you, and a lot of times you don't even see it coming, where your reaction time is different. You don't take the same risk. That didn't seem to be a problem for Denny this year.
And I don't think it changes next year. But
well, I think the only thing that changes is possibly, does his mindset change? He said after the race, he was quoted saying, at this point, I don't want to get back in a car. My fun meter is pegged out. I'm done.
I didn't hear him say that's. If you picked that up, I did not know.
Yeah, it's been He literally, that was his quote, and he said it again in the media center after the race. But and two, I think he's been, he wanted to get to 60 wins, right? That was for him. 60 wins was more important than the championship. He's done that, so he's just adding to that at this point. I think also you're seeing he's coming into the owner thing. I think that's going to continue to thrive. His situation with his family, his family's growing. His daughters are getting older. He now has a son. His dad is in his final days in bad health. So just, how much do his priorities change? And how much is that championship important to him? Because the other quote he said was, if I can't win this one, what one could I win? I did everything. I put it all out there. I did everything right, and I didn't win. But anyways, so heck of a race. Checkers to Denny, checkers to the 5 team. They won They won the thing. They got out front. They scored the most points this year also. Um, so, and my little man was over the moon excited.
Oh,
Of course he
Oh,
was.
I
That's awesome.
FaceTimed him. He was, yeah.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's talk some records, Ricky.
So I'm not taking shots at Denny Hamlin. I'm taking shots at the situation. Hamlin was pitted in pit stall 1. We were pitted in pit stall 3. I saw Hamlin come by with the aforementioned incident with somebody else's tire that had gone down on track that saved Hamlin. So yeah, the stars seem to be aligning. When he went by our pit box, that left rear was almost laying on the rim. It was that low.
Yeah, he was flat.
Yeah. So my records is when you get down to the end of the race and you have the advantage, and I think Superfan, you said 3 seconds or whatever, and you're only racing one car at that point. You're racing Larson, you're racing the 5, and you have visibility because you're in pit stall number 1 to what Larson's doing back up on pit road. And again, I'm not a crew chief. This has nothing to do with the driver. I know Denny assigns full trust in his crew chief. Why did you take 4 and put the car back in the pack? I know you can't control the 3 that didn't take anything, but you were only racing the 5. My records is just take 2 there. Does it win him the championship? I don't know. What it does do is it puts him back on the track before Larson, and I'll leave it at that because nobody can go back and rewrite history. That's all.
Fair. My records is going to go to NASCAR fans who immediately attacked Goodyear. And
No.
I
No.
fell in I
That's-
fell into the Twitter war trap. I got on
So right.
I got on our Wreckers podcast Twitter, and I'm watching all the Twitter feeds of everything that's coming in throughout the race. And people are, how could Goodyear do this? They ruined a championship race. Blah, blah, blah. And I don't know how many times I can say this to people. Let me make this very clear to you. Very clear to you. Goodyear did what they were asked to do. They
And the they,
delivered.
Define the they.
Yeah,
Define the they, Chad.
What is drivers have asked over and over and over
team.
and over
That's right.
again. They
That's right.
said, make the tires fall off. Give
That's
us as much fall off as you possibly can,
Yep.
and put it back in our hands where we either have to
Yep.
save it or we run out. This is what happens. And I cannot get people to understand this. And it's like talking to a wall.
Because
Goodyear tells these teams every single week at every single track, this is the minimum pressure you should put in each tire. Those teams choose to ignore that because they push that limit to pick up speed and traction to give their drivers more grip.
Right.
This is not Goodyear's fault. If you want to be mad at the drivers who asked for this and the teams who choose to ignore the recommendations from Goodyear because they are trying to gain an advantage. Goodyear did their job against everything that makes sense for their business. They want you as a consumer to know when you go to Walmart and buy a Goodyear tire, it's going to run for 75,000 miles or 50,000 miles or whatever that tire is rated for. This does not make sense for their business to do it. They did it because the drivers have begged for it and NASCAR asked them to do it. Stop blaming Goodyear. Goodyear showed up all year long. They've delivered every single time they ask. Literally, this one person who was just pounding on Goodyear. I said, did you have a problem with this at Bristol? No, I loved Bristol. Bristol was awesome. You can't love Bristol and hate this. Well, this is a championship race for the best drivers in the world. Who asked for it? Who asked for it? Stop blaming Goodyear, you morons.
Oh, you called them
Chris?
wrong. You called it. I wanted to add in, but you already just took my thunder. I was going to step right out there because I'm not the social media guy and say, sadly, we have some uneducated NASCAR fans. Sorry, you're uneducated. You don't get it. Super fan, you could not be more correct and on point.
Yeah.
I actually have the numbers. The left rear, which is the lowest tire that's going to go out, minimum spec from Goodyear was 14 psi.
The left front was the same, 14 psi.
Okay, I can only speak to the left rear.
Yeah, the left was 14 psi.
And you probably had guys running at what, 5, 6?
No. The average of where they went was 8 to 8.8 psi. We did not. We had no problems on the 41 car. I understand we're not running for a championship. I get it. I am just going to co-sign what you said again. Anybody who's saying that is an uneducated, stupid NASCAR fan. And I was called stupid and uneducated earlier this year about something I said about SVG, I think. So come on, put the comments in the box. Come attack me because you're idiots and I have the facts.
There it is.
Chris Justice.
So my records was the crew chiefs for taking that gamble in these hot stake situations. Right. Yeah, you want to push the envelope, and I get that. But when you seeing, you're seeing cars that are racing for pride, pushing the envelope like that, like, what are we doing? Briscoe tore up two right rears. The first one wasn't enough.
Right.
Right. When you're racing for a championship, you go back and you tear the right rear up again. To me, that was a record right there.
All right. My heckers. Ricky sat here and told us last week, Chris Justice. He said Toyota will not have issues. There will be no gremlins. They're going to show up with the best of the best. Guess what? Toyota showed up with some issues.
They have no engine issues.
We didn't just say engine issues.
Yes, we did. The whole conversation was about what happened at Toyota. They blew the 3 motors.
Yeah, right. But you said they won't show up. There will be no mechanical issues. There will be no nothing next week. They're going to show up with the best of the best.
Adding shit. I said they'll have no mechanical issues with their motors. Not just stop. Don't be a wordsmith. We were talking about blown motors. Were any of those motors an issue?
No.
Next topic. Thank you. You go back. It's on our tape. Somebody's got the podcast.
Okay.
God knows I don't watch them, but let's go see it.
Okay. Anyways, was Toyota's issues again that they showed the clutch, Denny Hamlin's clutch. There was an issue with the 19. I don't even remember I don't remember what it was at the moment, but there was something else at the beginning of the race. But no, it was not a blown motor. And then the 23 had an issue too as well.
Our fuel pressure or pump.
Yeah. And then he lost his mind on the radio.
Oh, I didn't. He always hears all that shit. We don't hear that.
He dude.
Like on the team channel and on the MRN channel. I didn't hear that.
Oh, he essentially dog cussed Toyota and said it's been the same BS all year long. They just can't show up with good race cars. They just have to battle the same thing every week. So anyways, that was my hackers. Chris, you're up next.
Check it up.
Let's see. My hackers for this event will be the fact that Willie B blew the right front.
Yeah, that's tough.
That was a what the heck. Although it did benefit the 5 car.
Well, he probably did it on purpose, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't you guys control when tires blow up?
We got battery
black helicopters.
Battery operated valve stem poppers.
Yeah.
Who does that in the racetrack?
The same people who think Goodyear brings a bad tire. Idiots.
Yeah. So no, Willie B strong all day. He's probably the only competitor to the 11, right? And he battles back. This is a good battle. And
Yeah.
then popped that right front, blew the right front, wiped him out of contention. And honestly, I sat there like, fuck, we're done. We're close. Especially with a 3-second lead. Oh, man, this is a wrap. And, here we are, champions. All we do is win, 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 no matter what.
Goodness, there you go.
Did you see Willie B when he went into the media center and talked to Denny?
How
respectful is that?
I mean, like
at
he
the end of the last podcast, right? People should chime in and give us like a top 3 or a top 5 drivers who are class acts.
I posted it.
That's unbelievable.
That says a lot about.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, he was heartbroken that he calls that caution to Denny.
I mean, he can't predict that the tire's going to blow, but at the same time, you see the guy with a 3-second lead.
That's so genuine.
Right? And you like,
100%. Like he was as heartbroken for Denny Hamlin as he was happy for his teammate. I mean, literally just went in there and his first words were, "I'm so sorry." Like, I mean, what a class.
Interview.
Yeah.
Interrupted the interview.
Class act.
To express himself, which speaks volumes.
And for the moron on what was it, Instagram or TikTok earlier this year that called him a steering wheel holder, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, keyboard thugs is what I call them.
Whatever.
Yeah, Rick.
This ends our show, and this one will be a fun one. It's a unique one. I actually just heard it today, so this is where it came from. So, Superfan, your son's favorite driver is
Kyle Larson.
And Kyle Larson is the 2025 Cup
Series champion.
And his crew chief is
Cliff Daniel.
Cliff Daniel not only didn't make the last call to come for tires, he said that call was made by Kyle Larson, using your son's verbiage, but he did not, and I repeat, said this on an interview today on Channel 90, Sirius XM, didn't watch the laps. Let me show you what Cliff Daniel did.
Oh, I saw it on TV. I watched it.
To me, that is such a cool thing. And I don't know why that resonated with me so much that the crew chief could not watch this unfold. He was listening, but had his head in his hands. Man, I just go, what the heck? Are you kidding me? It's amazing.
Did you see the video of Mr. Hendrick watching the final lap?
No.
I saw that on the gram today, and he's like,
yeah, he kept going.
Yeah, he's pushing.
It's the sweetest thing. Like,
that's cool.
It's literally like he's watching his grandchildren compete in an event. He's just go.
That's pretty cool.
It was cool.
Yeah. It was really cool.
That's it.
All right. Well, that wraps up that segment. Let's do some call your shot.
Call your shot.
So to recap last week.
More beer. I'm empty. Are we done?
No, we're not done. Read the show notes.
Yeah. I'm traveling. I'm in Vegas with Supreme Court Justice. We're on a timeline.
All right. Well, to recap this past week, I finished first because Ryan Blaney won the race. Rick,
Good call.
you finished third, where Denny Hamlin finished, and Chris, you finished 33rd. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick our way too early champion for 2026 without even knowing what the format's gonna be. So completely just for fun. I'm gonna go first. And I am going to say Christopher Bell will be the 2026 champion.
Damn. That one hurts. Because you know why he picked him? Because we're going back to Homestead. Yeah. Going
Well,
back to home.
your boy runs the wall there at the Homestead, the 5 car up there, the 45 up there.
I know, but Bale is really good there.
Rick, you're up.
Oh, you're killing. Because I didn't read the show notes because I'm a little busy. I'm on the road. I was going to pick Bell. So I will just throw caution to the wind and I will say congratulations to 3-time Cup champion Kyle Larson.
Wow.
Damn.
That's a good one.
See,
Supreme Court
come on,
Justice.
what are we supposed to do?
All right, so you got my number one pick in your basket.
He's got my number one.
I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go with Reddick. Reddick's good there.
He is good at Miami.
He's good in Miami,
He's
and
got to get to the Final Four.
if he makes it to the Final Four, he's gonna be a force to be
that's
reckoned
strong.
with.
Well, also keep in mind, Steve Phelps, he didn't outright say it, but he all but said the format will not be the same next year. So it could look completely different, but we don't know what it's going to look like.
I'm tired of crowning on the German
man, yeah.
Let's change.
Yeah,
let's come on.
All right.
See you in 2026.
All right. Chris, remind folks about the episode that came out today.
Ooh, listen, we have our Talladega live event that's now posted, so you can go check it out. We got the good things happening with our good guy Noah Gregson, our good sponsor Travis and Core Buddy. We did this event live at the NASCAR Experience stage, where our man Tyler hooked us up. Check us out. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications on too. So when we post these things, you get them.
He's getting on it now. Turn your notifications on. That's a ruling. And also, do keep watching our channel, because while the NASCAR season for 2025 has come to an end, the podcast has not. We are still going to be posting content through the off season. We are still going to have guest interviews. We've got some awesome guests coming up.
People lined up.
Yeah. So don't run away. There's still going to be episodes every week. While we may not be breaking down NASCAR events, we will react to whatever happens with the NASCAR lawsuit. We'll react to whatever silly season stuff happens, whatever NASCAR rumors come up. We'll talk about it because Rick loves rumors. And,
prediction on the lawsuit settled before December 3rd.
I like it.
It's a good prediction.
So, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because I was ear hustling.
Hey,
I was ear hustling
to help you out.
Supreme Court Justice taught me that. Ear hustling. I won't say with who because I don't want that brought up, but I was ear hustling.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks for hanging out with us all season. This has been absolutely incredible. The way that this podcast has grown, the way people have come to it, the reaction from the industry has been incredible. Just for us to walk down pit road and have crew guys, to have, different people around the industry talk to us about the podcast and know what's going on with the podcast is really cool.
Michael Jordan came up to me and said he watched it. That's not true. That's a rumor. You talk about, I don't like rumors. That's a rumor. Sorry.
But to see, to have people walk up to us, NASCAR fans come up to us and say, "Hey, I love what you're doing with the podcast. I love the way you guys break things down. I love your guest episodes." And thanks to all the guests who have come on this year, to have a podcast that started with 0 viewers for 3 guys who don't have a whole lot of clout. None of us are famous. None of us have a huge platform. So for people to agree to come onto this podcast and to be a part of this thing and to help us build it, means the world. So thank you to every single guest who's come on. Thank you to every single person who's listened, who shared, and who help us grow this thing because we are just getting started.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you guys. We really appreciate it. All the clicks, all the love, all the shares, all the hearts. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. That wraps up
That's right.
another edition of Checkers, Wreckers, and What the Heckers.
What the